Good basketball going on already.
Yeah, we're at the Cranberry Classic here at Assumption High School, the 30th edition.
Wow, in the 60th year of Assumption. So
amazing.
So look at those colors. But we had 4 teams here playing junior varsity and varsity here all weekend, featuring, of course, Assumption, as we know, the host team, but also Pittsville, Marshall, Columbus, and Nekoosa. All have teams here playing both the JV boys and girls, as well as varsity boys and girls basketball. Here all weekend. There's been some great basketball today. I've been here most of the day. Just witnessed a barn burner right before this game started, in fact, with Columbus and Pittsville. And Pittsville pulled it out. They had a lead, and the Marshall Columbus came roaring back and missed the last second shot that could have won the game.
Yeah,
really some really good basketball.
Definitely. It was kind of a defensive struggle for most of that game, but like you said, Pittsville held on in the end and claimed the victory. The Assumption girls won handily over.
Yeah, this afternoon they I gotta think which team they played. They beat it would have been Nekoosa.
Nekoosa, yeah.
Nekoosa earlier today. The varsity won. Assumption's had a good showing here so far. I know the boys JV won earlier against Nekoosa pretty easily. I think it was around 65-41 was the final score in that one. So Assumption's showing up good here, but this looks to be a good battle tonight. The opening game for both teams here this evening is right here at the Cranberry Classic. I know the Assumption girls had played earlier this week and actually lost the game. They're one of the top teams in the state, so that's kind of big news. But I'm not sure. We'll see how these two teams fare. They're warming up right now, and in just 3 minutes, we're going to get started.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball going around the state today. I know the Spash girls are playing in Brookfield Central. A lot of good competition there. The Spash boys, I believe, are in action at Stoughton.
Spash boys, one of the top teams in the state. Huh?
Yeah, they're not going to have any trouble scoring points this year. They got a lot of talent on that team, so we're excited about streaming a couple of their games.
Yeah, Brian, would you tell the folks a little bit more about I know we got a whole bunch coming up here, but we're planning on live streaming a whole bunch of different games this year, I know. And this is the first, I think, right? But then one of many to come here that we're going to be live streaming on Central Wisconsin Sports.
Yeah, we're doing, well, as most people know, we did a bunch of Assumption girls games last year in our maiden voyage on live streaming, and this year we're doing some more Assumption boys games. We'll do Assumption girls. We're doing some Spash boys, particularly their away games, which will be nice for folks in Stevens Point who, if they can't make it to some of the games in Wausau, will be there. And also some Rapids boys as well, Lincoln High School. So we're excited about this. We've got a full slate of games on the schedule, and this is our first one of this season, so we're excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah, no doubt. And we'll be back here again. Just I know we'll remind people throughout the night. Be back here again tomorrow night when Assumption plays again against Columbus, I believe, right?
Nekoosa.
Wake me up. No, it's Nekoosa tonight.
Yeah, it's Nekoosa tonight. That's right.
We'll say Columbus tomorrow, right?
Absolutely.
I think so. So yeah, that game will be here again tomorrow night. So if you're catching on, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the people down the street. Get on CentralWisconsinSports.net and live stream these games. Again, if you can't be here live, it's a great way to watch them. And we archive them, don't we, Brian? They can, if they have to miss some of this or they're at work and want to watch it later.
That's right. They are archived and will be on our YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure whenever you'd like to see them, full broadcast with audio and, of course, the video. So, yeah, you can check out the live streams pretty much at any time if you can't watch it live.
Yeah, so that's a great feature. And this is growing. We're going to try to keep it growing every year and get to more and more in different types of sports. Covered some football games this year too, Brian.
Yeah, well, we've been, I mean, it's amazing when you think about it. We just got done with Amherst football who went to state, just literally last week. So it's a quick turnaround here, and all of a sudden, it does feel like basketball all of a sudden, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it sort of looks that way outside.
Yeah.
It feels that way. Yeah, it's a good time for football to end, basketball to start. And we're going to get going in just a few seconds here. So here at Assumption Royals and Assumption High School. Again, celebrating their 60th year here at Assumption, and a good year for basketball. The girls team being well rated. We'll see how the boys team does starting out tonight.
You want a halftime guest? Probably isn't any room for him, huh? You're welcome. I'd be Joe, not me. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, there's the buzzer. We're going to get started any second now.
They're going to recognize our state championship soccer team. Okay, I want both of you to know that, okay?
The voice of Mark Skibber in the background you can hear. As he'll announce the starters for us, we'll give them to you too right afterwards. Mark Skibber is one of the featured vocalists you'll hear on Central Wisconsin Sports.net live streaming some games in the future.
Absolutely, he's got a gift.
I call him the voice of God.
Yes, and it's easy to understand why when you hear him.
I would say when they're going to do the 10 Commandments again, Mark's got the part.
Absolutely.
At Assumption, they always do an invocation before every game, so that's what.
Father, on this Thanksgiving weekend, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together in competition. We ask that all of those involved tonight may conduct themselves in a manner that pleases you and shows good sportsmanship, whatever the outcome. We thank you for the gifts and abilities you have blessed these athletes with, and we pray that they may use them to glorify you. We ask that all involved in this game may be kept free from injury, and that you will be with us as we leave this place tonight. All this we pray in your name. Amen. We ask you to remain standing as we honor America with our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as our anthem tonight is sung by Assumption High School junior Becca Hartley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, that's Becca Hartley,
That's awesome.
world-renowned singer. Somehow she's related to me. I don't know how it is, but
That was quite a job.
yeah.
Excellent
She did
start.
a good job, yeah. So again, that's Becca Hartley singing the national anthem. We're going to get ready to go again. Mark's announcing the starting lineups. We'll follow along with him here. For the visitors from Nekoosa, Mac McDonald, senior number 10. Senior number 12, Riley Erickson. Senior number 24, Tarek Tuttle. Junior number 40, Andrew Melvin. And lastly, senior number 42, Stanner Stevens for Nekoosa. Again, that's McDonald, Erickson, Tuttle, Melvin, and Stevens. 4 seniors and a junior. Now for the Royals. Junior, number 12, Brady Baltus. And we have senior number 22, Chase Lamp. Sophomore starting. 24, Trevor Newton. Trevor played a lot last year, too. Senior number 30, Jared Haas. And then we'll have senior number 44, Colt Linsmeyer. Again, he's starting 5, Linsmeyer, Haas, Newton, Lamp, and Baltus for Assumption. Head coach Gary Weisenbeck leads the Royals in the battle tonight.
And as you mentioned, this is the first game for both of these teams, so see how they react in this great environment that we've got here at the Cranberry Classic at Assumption High School in
Yeah.
Wisconsin Rapids.
Got a good crowd.
Yeah, excellent crowd. Great crowd for the Pittsville game, too.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty much full house in here, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, all 4 local teams obviously not too far apart here, so they can bring their crowds with them. Jared Haas jumping and for New Assumption, and Andrew Melvin for Nekoosa trying to get that tip off the jump ball here early. Tip will go to Nekoosa. Matt McDonald brings the ball up, quickly passes it around. Assumption in man-to-man defense to start the game. McDonald with the ball again, point guard for Nekoosa. A lot of movement happening, but Assumption playing good man-to-man defense right now. Erickson with the ball, picks up the dribble. Pass back to McDonald. Going across, trying to get down low. They do. There's going to be a flat. Oh, they're going to call it travel. Riley Erickson was celebrating the basket, but ball went the other way on that one. It's traveling call. Assumption will have their first possession of the game. Going right to left on our dial here, right? Brought up Colt Linsmeyer with the ball. Passes to number 22 with the drive. No. Rebound comes down. Looks like going to be a jump ball call. Chase Lamp with the runner in the lane, but bounced out. Assumption keeps the ball with the possession arrow. Chase Lamp taking it out for the Royals.
And Chase Lamp is a scorer.
Yeah,
he can really fill it up. He's got a great
shooter.
outside shot.
Oh, pass off, back out to Chase. There's that outside shot. Oh, in and out. Rim's not being gentle early here, so in and out shots. 24, nope. Shot is up, no good. Rebound comes back down, no good again. Rebound comes down. Brady Baltus, who's bringing out the ball right now for Assumption. Cole Linsmeyer with the ball. Pass to Chase Lamp. Makes a move. Again, he's looking to score every time he catches the ball. Does a reverse layup, is fouled on the way in.
Nice move in the lane there by Lamp.
Yeah, he's got a great first step, doesn't he? A lot of speed in there. Foul number 12 on Nekoosa was Riley Erickson. Of course, it'll be his first of the game for either team. Chase Lamp taking the ball out for the Royals. Pass the ball in. You got a play running underneath, but they're going to have to pass it out to Brady Baltus. Brady sets up the offense. Pass to Colt. Linsmeyer drives. They're going to call a blocking foul on Nekoosa. Foul on number 42, which is Tanner Stevens with a foul. Again, Nekoosa with 2 quick fouls here.
Good aggressive move there, too.
Yeah, Assumption looks to drive, obviously, to the ball. Huh?
Assumption doesn't have a whole lot of size, so, when they're going in like that, it's good that they're getting fouled.
Oh, nice pass in, but that's blocked. Quick passes around. Chase Lamp back with the ball. Pass out, he's open. Oh, another rimmer. Ball's just not going down to Trevor Newton on the shot there. Bringing it down, looking to score fast, and they get it in. And that's 2 points. Right off Andrew Melvin, who's the biggest kid on the court out there right now. Assumption brings it back up. Cole Linsmeyer with the ball. Chase Lamp, Brady Baltus. Oh, he's got stuck in there. Oh, but he gets the ball. They're going to call traveling. Yeah. He got stuck in between 2 trees and couldn't move down there, so had to pass it out. Unfortunately, he had to travel to make that happen. Kusa brings out the ball.
2-0 here, and it's about 5:54 to go in the first period.
Derek Tuttle back over to McDonald. Oh, errant pass bounces off the head, unfortunately. Tanner Stevens came in hot and he didn't see it coming, so it goes out of bounds. It'll be Assumption Royal ball.
Kind of a ragged start here, but
yeah,
not all that unexpected. The first game of the season.
Yeah, it'll probably take a quarter or two before everybody gets into the speed of things and how it runs, how your offense runs against people that don't know it. After all that practice. Chase Lamp with another move going underneath. Passing it out. Should have created open shot, but he looked to pass instead of shoot. And nobody was there. His teammate was already on the move. Assumption is pressing the ball. Matt McDonald passes to Riley Erickson. Passes forward. Back over to Matt McDonald. Looking underneath. Nekoosa knows it has the size advantage, so they're going to try to go underneath. Assumption drops into his own. Ball is stolen by Colt Linsmeyer. Brings the layup in, and there's a foul. Good hands by Colt. Fouls on number 24, I believe. We'll get the official call. 2-4 it is. On Terry Tuttle, I believe that's his second. Cole Linsmeyer. Nope, they called on 24. Sorry. Yep, Terry Tuttle, it's his first. Cole Linsmeyer gets the first points of the year for Assumption with the free throw. Third team foul for Nekoosa. Cole puts the second one up. It's in and good. It's 2-2. Passes in to Matt McDonald. He's bringing it up. Passes over to 24, Terry Tuttle. Riley Erickson back to McDonald. Again, setting up that offense. Passes in the middle to Melvin. Pass out to McDonald. Same after offense. Again, Assumption back to man-to-man. They're switching that defense up almost every time down the court.
Nekoosa is being very patient on offense, which is probably a good idea. Like I said early in this game, kind of get your offense running.
Right.
Look for a really good shot.
Get the rhythm. The rhythm going, get the open shot. Good defense being played by Assumption as well. Pass back to McDonald's, hand the point guard. Takes it in. Stolen away again by Linsmeyer. Looking for that layup again. This time they're going to let him go. He's in. 2 points for Colt. That's 4 for the game. He scored all 4 Assumption's points so far.
That'll make any head coach smile, having a defensive series like that where you're able to stop them,
right,
come up with the ball, and then score a layup on the other end.
After this, patience. Running shot. The number 24 is falls. That's Terry Tuttle. Falls short. Assumption's up with the ball. Chase with the ball. He's going to look to drive every time. Short, but the rebound comes away.
Jared Haas, I think, got it.
Yeah, that is Jared Haas. Yeah, and he followed up and got fouled. So good for him.
Yeah, it's going to be critical for Assumption probably this whole season to just play fundamental, those fundamentals for rebounding inside, because they're just not big enough to match up with some of those guys inside. So boxing out and just some of that fundamental play is going to be huge for them all season long.
Yeah, no doubt. They get some young height at Assumption, but they're just freshmen and sophomores. So they probably you'll see them throw it a little bit. But again, the starting five is small in comparison. Nathaniel Clark enters the game for the Royals. Second free throw is up and good. Assumption takes a 6-2 early lead. They're putting some pressure on the inbounds play. And it's stolen away. Yeah. Oh, stolen back. And all over the place. Ends up down the court. It'll be Nekoosa ball. Good hustle by both teams, but it ends up going out of bounds. Tanner Stevens taking in the ball. Passes in. Assumption hurrying it up the court. Number 14 new into the game is Jared Olson with the ball. A lot of pressure on him. Gets it out. Drive. He's wide open down there. Oh! Good drive. Got partially blocked, but also got the body. That'll go against Cole Linsmeyer. Andrew Melvin shooting the free throws. First free throw is, rims out. Andrew will get a second one. Number 50 into the ball game from Nekoosa. That's Marshall Getzloff. Just enters into the game. Second free throw is good. Makes it a 6-3 game. Nekoosa plays back on defense. Brady Baltus is going to bring up the ball. Colt's driving. He gets fouled. He gets hacked on the way around. Justin Mortel new into the game as well.
Four fouls on Nekoosa early in this game. 3:24 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, so again, 5 fouls to 1. Yeah. Joe Grunhofer, John Trickey into the game for Assumption. There's that young height I was talking about with Grunhofer. Number 45 is just freshman, but he's going to bring height to Assumption for the next few years anyway. Looking drive, puts up the runner. It's a little short, and Nekoosa will have that rebound. Bringing it up, coming up quick. Pass in, wild shot, but boy, that was close. Gets his own rebound. Out again. Oh, it's going to be out of bounds on Assumption. Andrew Melvin with a lot of effort on that one. He really put up. He went after that rebound, got it, but couldn't get it to fall.
And you can see they're looking inside to him on every possession, and it makes a lot of sense because he does have that size.
Yeah. Even though the Grunhofer's got the height, he's young. He's not going to be in there. Oh, and there he is again. Andrew Melvin follows up and gets the ball in, and now it's a 6-5 Assumption game. That height making a difference for the Nekoosa Papermakers. Assumption works the ball around. Chase Lamp with the ball. Oh, it's stolen away. There's a layup coming in. He stopped. He misses the back, but there's going to be, I'm not sure what the call is here. A foul call against John Trickey. Stays Nekoosa ball. Some more subs coming in. Trevor Newton back in the game for the Royals. Cole Linsmeyer out. Nekoosa has some substitutes too. We'll try to catch those as we go. Close game so far, 6-5. Royals. Passes inside. Again, they try to go inside. The Royals knock it out. Stays Nekoosa ball. About 2:38 left in the first quarter.
Mark Skibba showing some of his cat-like reflexes up there. The ball came right at him, and he was, just out of the way.
That's why he
right
gets paid
now.
the big bucks, that guy does. I tell you what. Almost an errant pass, but Nekoosa recovers. Assumption back in what looks to be a 2-3 zone. Again, changing that defense up, seeing what works, trying to get that height. Oh, nice looking runner. Jared Olson with that nice looking runner for Nekoosa. Assumption brings it down. Chase Lamp has the ball underneath, passes it back out. Long three-pointer and falls out, but the rebound comes away. John Trickey with the ball. Chase Lamp with the ball. And Joe Grunhofer's going to take the open free throw, but no, he missed a little short on that one. Nekoosa brings the ball back up. Nekoosa with a 7-6 lead now here in the first period.
Assumption back in the zone.
Yeah, they keep switching that defense up.
Yep, showing some different looks.
This looks like a 1-3-1. John Trickey falls down. That passes inside. A little bit of scrambling, but Assumption recovers. John Trickey bringing the ball up. That's over, and he's going to drive in. Chase Lamp, he's got the open drive. He picks up the foul on that one. Almost gets the basket as well. Foul on Marshall Getzlaff. It'll be their 6th foul, team foul. Next one will put him in the bonus, but this is going to be 2 free throws where he was up trying to make that shot. First one is up and good. Ties the ball game. Chase Lamp with the free throw. Matt McDonald back in the game from Nekoosa, their point guard. 7-7 game. Chase Lamp puts up the second line, and it rattles out. It stays 7-7. Riley Erickson brings up the ball for Nekoosa. Almost loses it. In the scramble, Assumption's up playing tight defense.
There's Lamp.
That one is stolen, yet he's got an open layup. If he takes it, and he's got it to the hole. 9-7, Assumption off that steal. They put a lot of pressure right at half court, and Nekoosa turned the ball over. They get it by this time. Oh, good hands again. Chase Lamp with another one. He's going to go the distance, it looks like. Oh, nice move, but he falls short. Out of bounds on Nekoosa. Scramble on that rebound. He had a hard choice here, whether to try to pass it or take it, but there was people in his way, so I don't blame him for taking that one. This would have been a hard pass to make as well with a lot of traffic in the lane.
Lamp's going to get a breather here.
Oh, yeah, 58 seconds left in the quarter, so they took him out. Assumption with the inbounds play. Oh, turn around. That one almost fell to nobody. Assumption running their offense. Ball is ticked away. And there's going to be a foul on Assumption, I believe. Jared Olson stole the ball, but it's an Assumption foul as he tried to have a breakaway on Trevor Newton.
Olson's been active early here for Nekoosa.
Yeah, he has been. He came in as a sub, but he's been very. Oh, there's a kick. Very fast. You can tell he's one of those hustler type players who's going to get involved where the ball is. Nekoosa retains the ball on the Assumption missed field goal. Looking to get it in. They got it in. It's Nekoosa. Nekoosa passes over. There he is, number 14. Passes inside, big number 4. Nope. Rebound, nope. And, hard to believe there's no fouls in there, but Andrew Melvin with another basket ties the ball game up. And again, he's been most of Nekoosa's offense with those rebounds underneath. Not only tall, but a big body in there. Assumption setting up for the last shot. It looks like 15 seconds left in the quarter. Brady Baltus with the ball on the outside. Pass over to John Trickey. Down to 7 seconds. Got to create a shot here. He's going to take a three-pointer. And it rattles in. Joe Grunhofer.
The big guy.
He shoots like his sister.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gina, who's the star of the Assumption girls basketball team. Tallest kid on the court usually, but can bank him down just like watching Wisconsin today.
Oh, yeah.
Watching the 7-footer out there shooting three-pointers, hailing down. What a great way to end the quarter for Assumption. Still a very tight game. Both teams, again, starting to heat up a little bit more at the end of that quarter. 12-9. Royals at the end of 1.
Good first quarter action here at the.
They're talking whether that's a three-pointer or a two-pointer downstairs. They keep it 3? No, they knocked that one down to a two-pointer.
Huh.
It did look like a three-pointer up here, didn't it?
Yeah, my vantage point is clearly.
We think it did, yeah.
You can check the tape after the game here.
Yeah. Hey, can we replay that for you guys down there? That looked like a three-pointer from up here. I think they're saying he came back to shoot it, but when he set up, I thought both feet were behind the line when he set up.
Yeah, I thought so too. Well, nonetheless, it's a 2-point lead here for Assumption. 11-9. We're heading to the second quarter.
Yeah. Good end to the quarter there. But both teams starting to play a little better. But Nekoosa with that size difference is keeping them in the game underneath, that's for sure. Andrew Melvin has got a lot of offensive rebounds, keeping them going back up there. And really, if it wasn't for him, this game wouldn't be close right now in the first quarter. It'd be a lot bigger lead for Assumption. But that presence underneath, he's not only got the size, but he's wide and he knows what to do with it.
And they're looking for him on every possession too.
Yeah,
so
he's just there. That's in and
back into the zone, it looks like.
Yeah, Assumption tips the ball, but Nekoosa retains it. Back out to Mr. McDonald. Okay, passes out. They're looking at that three-pointer, but again, there's no doubt where they're looking to go, because they're not looking to take a quick shot. They're looking to get it right underneath there. Pass comes in, and wow,
great, very good defense there by Assumption.
They collapsed on it. That's Tanner Stevens with the ball, and he ends up falling out of bounds with it. And Assumption will get that turnover. Very good defense by the Royals on that play, and that's what they're going to do. So if you can stop it, you can stop it. Cole Linsmeyer with the ball. Chase Lamp. Back out. Chase, you're going to look to drive. No. Passes over to Brady. Cole Linsmeyer. Assumption working the ball around as Jared has with the ball back to Chase. Going to work in. Nice pass inside. He's got the look, but no, he missed a good rebound. Oh, he's fouled. That's Trevor Newton on that rebound.
That's a good hustle play on the inside there, picking up the rebound and then getting the foul also.
Yeah,
so you have a chance to shoot 2 free throws here.
Way to stay with it. It's again Assumption with an 11-9 lead early in the second quarter. Second foul on Tanner Stevens, one of the big men from Nekoosa. And he drains that first one. Makes it a 3.12-9 lead. And Nekoosa's up to 17 fouls. The Royals only 3, so Royals are in the bonus early in the second quarter. Second one's up and good. Trevor Newton puts them both in, giving us right now there's a 13-9 lead for the Royals. Royals with pressure, turns the ball. Oh, unfortunately. Or fortunately if you're a Nekoosa fan, either way. They're giving a lot of, I think they're going to call timeout. They had him pinned in the backcourt. And Nekoosa forced to call a timeout there. They really had no choice. That was going to be a turnover.
Colt Linsmeyer there on the defense.
Yeah.
Defensive pressure there. So
a lot of hustle.
Yeah, I think if you're Assumption, you have to feel really good about being up 13-9, 6:49 here to go in the second quarter. But like I said, a lot of hustle plays, good defense so far, and they're actually holding pretty steady with Nekoosa on the board. So
yeah, I agree. Assumption scoring their points off hustle right now. Nekoosa scoring it off, getting it inside. It's 2 different games. That's what both of them are going to play all year, I'm guessing. And so they're just trying to get it going tonight in both their styles. Nekoosa's more of a slow down, let's get it inside team, and Assumption's going to look to scramble, play hard defense, and run, and score points off breaks if they can.
That last near turnover was sort of on a three-quarter court trap, it looked like, too, by Assumption. So they're really mixing it up defensively.
Yeah, this almost, like we were talking earlier, it's almost a different defensive play every time they come down the court. Again, they're picking up right at three-quarters. Cole Linsmeyer, before he even gets over the timeline. Again, an errant pass, picked off. Royals have it. Oh, it misses the layup. Colt follows it. It's in.
Nicely done.
Yeah, again, that's that trap. It's giving Nekoosa a hard time handling the ball. And again, another turnover. Brady Baltus to the ball. He's going in coast to coast. He gets blocked, but it's a foul. Again, that hustle defense of the Royals is causing Nekoosa some fits on handling the ball. Some errant passes along the way, and that'll put Brady Baltus on the line for 2. That press is working right now to begin the second quarter.
15-9 now. Assumption is up.
Drains that first one. He'll get one more. Second shot is up, and it is good. 17-9. 6:29 in the second quarter. Again, that press is on full court all the way up. Colt giving him a really hard time. He's trying to get around it. He's getting into a trap, and the ball gets turned over again, and Assumption throws that one away. Errant pass there. Again, that press is picked up. It's a chaotic game. Another hand. Nekoosa recovers it. And the shot's taken from outside. That looks good, and it is good. That's Tanner Stevens with that outside shot. They got to be able to hit those with that press coming on full time. Assumption really taking Nekoosa out of their game right now, making them run, not able to set up. From outside, misses. Rebound to Assumption. Ball is loose. The Royals recover. Brady Baltus with an open 3. That's missed. Rebound comes from Nekoosa. Tarek Tuttle, and it'll be a foul against the Royals. Looks like Chase Lamp got in the way there, and he did. Foul on Chase will be Assumption's 4th foul in the half. First for Chase. Again, the Royals are picking the ball up right off the out of bounds play. Nekoosa running a play now to try to get past this. Got 3 guys at half court. Nekoosa trying to get the ball, and the ball is in. Matt McDonald had the ball. He's passing over. Again, the Royals putting pressure on, forcing him to pass backwards, which you never want to do. Ball is going inside. He's open, but Royals, in an interesting play, the Royals kind of block the pass. It hits off a Nekoosa player's head. That's twice that's happened this game. Good hustle by the Royals. Good try by Nekoosa. They had that open layup if that would have gone through.
It's going to be really important for the Royals when they are in that trap defense that if Nekoosa gets the ball down low, they've got to recover really quickly.
Brady Baltus is short on that 3-pointer. Yeah, no doubt that. See if they can keep up that hustle. Assumption's been hustling a lot. And again, they pick the pass off. Nekoosa just having a hard time with the pressure. He's going to bring in a nice looking pass, but good job by number 50 on Nekoosa. That's Marshall Getzloff who's come back into the game, and he breaks up that what would have been an open layup for the Royals. So good hustle by Matt there. Inbound plays with Chase Lamp throwing in the ball. Jared Haas gives it up to Chase. Brady in the corner is driving in. He gets some people in front of him. He had a hard time, but a good offensive rebound is missed. Looked like an easy shot, but when people are all around you, it's not so easy. Again, they try to dribble through. Oh, he tried to dribble through that press. It's hard to do when you got to dribble through 2 people. You want to look to pass normally, but he was going to try to beat it, and Assumption had it, but got a foot on it. So Nekoosa retains the ball.
17-11 here. We're at 4:42 in the second quarter. Assumption is leading.
Justin Mortal will be inbounding the ball from Nekoosa. Number 55 is in the game for the Royals. That's Brandon Burkhauser. Ball in, ball is in. Nekoosa looking to set up that offense again. They get that big height in there, and big height advantage in there right now. No doubt they'll look to try to get it underneath. Again, trying to drive in the middle of that Assumption Royals defense is causing a lot of turnovers. Open from the outside, but fumbles the ball. There's that ball inside, but it's fumbled. Royals will get that turnover. Passes out to Colt. He's driving underneath. He'll get the foul and get 2 shots.
Good aggressive move by Colt there.
Yeah. Nekoosa tried to cut him off, but he couldn't get there in time. Fouls on 20 for Nekoosa. That's Justin Mortel. Colt will get 2 shots. 17-11. Make that 18-11 Royals. Again, that's 19 fouls on Nekoosa. Daniel Clark back in the ballgame for the Royals. Second shot by Linsmeyer is up and good. 19-11. A little over 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Again, the Royals picking up that ball right off the bat. Trying to force Nekoosa into more turnovers. Those long looping passes. Scary against this kind of defense. Now Nekoosa's rolling around. They're playing a 1-3-1 zone. Royals are in. They're trying to get it underneath, and they throw the ball in.
Another
It is thrown
turnover.
away. We haven't been counting those, but my guess is way up over 10 by now.
And Nekoosa just hasn't had very many good looks at the basket.
No.
I mean, all through the second quarter,
The
they just
second
haven't.
quarter, yeah. Royals put on that press, and
Yeah.
it's taken Nekoosa right out of their game, which was trying to pound it inside, and which was successful early. They haven't been able to do that at all because Royals are just making them too much in a hurry, and they're not used to that. Get a wide open jumper. There it is.
There it is for Lamp.
He hasn't hit any yet. That was just one of his first. So if he gets hot, might turn this into a different game.
You're going to see a lot of that this year.
Yeah.
Chase Lamp from outside.
Again,
We got Lamp there.
Yep, that was close. But he reached in, and a lot of times you're going to get that call when you do that. That'll be his second, I believe.
And he's going to sit for
Yeah.
a while here.
Yeah, he might take the rest of the half off.
3:20
Subs in. John Tricky's back in.
3:21 to go here in the second quarter.
Joe Grunhofer back in for the Royals. Nekoosa the ball out, and again, they're having trouble setting that offense for this Royals defense this quarter. McDonald with the pass out. Again, the Royals is causing all kinds of trouble on defense. Nekoosa letting him set up. Got him trapped to the outside, dribbles around. Riley Erickson passes, almost turnover. Grunhofer is out there. Oh, again, good hands by Nate McDonald, but he lost. Didn't get the ball to fall. Oh, wide open underneath, but couldn't handle the pass. Nate McDonald will bring the ball back up to Nekoosa. Riley Erickson to Nate McDonald. Tries to go underneath. Assumption recovers. There'll be a foul on Nekoosa on that one. On number 50. That's Marshall Getzloff. That'll result in free throws, I believe, for Assumption. Again, the turnover was coming, and so Marshall could see that coming, and so he had to try to go after it. And he got a big body foul on Colt Linsmeyer. Was used to that kind of tackle because he played a lot of football for Assumption. But in the football, you wear the pads and stuff, so you kind of expect it. Colby at the line. They're in the bonus here. He'll get 2. First one's up and good. Double the score now. It's 22-11 Royals. It was a 2-point lead after the first quarter, so Assumption's opened it up here. Second one's up and good. 23-11. Pull Linsmeyer out now. Trevor Newton back into the game for the Royals.
Assumption staying with the press, which why would you go away from it, I guess?
It's worked pretty darn well so far this quarter. He's going to get a travel or foul. 5-5, yeah. Brandon Burkhauser with his first foul. That'll be the Royals' 6th foul. So next one, Nekoosa will be in bonus. 2:37 left in the half.
Assumption staying with that zone look.
I think that's off the Royals.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Nekoosa does not look to shoot from outside, do they, Brian? I mean,
No, they don't, and they just can't even. There's no lanes to pass it inside with this pressure defense that Assumption's showing here. So it's kind of a rough combination for the paper makers.
Yeah, they don't step up and take a jumper, which I'm sure could be open in this if they find a hole and take a jumper, but they're looking to get it inside every time. Deflected by the Royals again. Stays Nekoosa ball. Tanner Stevens with the inbound for the Papermakers. Pass into Tanner Stevens. He'll turn. Brandon's and Burkhouse is in the way. Royals will get the rebound. John Tricky bringing the ball up. He traveled. That was Joe Burkhauser. Had ideas about going in and dunking the ball, I think.
Yeah, clearly.
Had to dribble, though. It's one of those things. Nekoosa with the ball.
Nice showing in Assumption student section here tonight.
Yeah, good crowd.
Standing room only over there.
Passes in, bring the ball up. Oh, nice shovel pass underneath, and that was a pretty looking play.
I don't know what Nekoosa was stuck on 11 for an awfully long time there, but they finally got off, and now they have 13 to Assumption's 23. About 1 minute and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and there's a steal.
Yeah, Nekoosa with a takeaway on that one. That's Tarek Tuttle with that takeaway.
Oh,
wow. It's a nice looking play for Nekoosa. That's Riley Erickson taking a jumper, and Assumption came from behind and fouled him, and it swished in. Falls on Brandon Burkhouse, so that'll be his second. Brandon's going to come out. Jared Haas back in the ball game. Nekoosa a little bit of a comeback here. Put this in, they'll get it down to a 7-point game right for the end of half. Oh, that rolls out. Joe Burkhauser with a rebound. John Tricky bringing the ball up for the Royals.
Assumption has the luxury of being patient on offense here and really working for a good shot. There's no need to rush anything at this point.
Joe Burkhauser is open for that 2 or 3-pointer, depending on how they call it, but he's but it falls short. Nekoosa with the rebound, bringing the ball up again. A chance to make this a lot tighter game before half if they can pull this off. And they do not look to shoot outside. They're looking for an inside shot every time. In, they throw the ball away. John Tricky almost travels, does turn the ball over, got stuck on his hip. Nice looking layup. Tarek Tuttle with a hustle and an athletic play on that one. Brings the score down to only 6 points here. Timeout Royals.
36.6 seconds to go in the first half, and Assumption is leading 23-17. What are your impressions so far of both of these teams?
Yeah, it's going a little streaky, isn't it? Royals look like they're taking over the game, but Nekoosa's gotten back in and looked like the Royals slowed down a little bit, and Nekoosa was able to get some points to catch back up. So what could have been a huge halftime lead now is down to 6. The Royals have the ball with about 37 seconds left in the half. So, yeah, seems to be going in little streaks like it usually does with two pretty good teams, where one team looks like they're pulling away and then the other team wakes up. Royals might get a little tired on that press. They were really putting that pressure on for a long time. So we'll see if the Assumption can pull off a shot before halftime. They're getting a little sloppy here in the last few minutes to allow Nekoosa back in the game. I think Mr. Skiba just made an announcement about something happening at halftime, so we'll have to see what that is.
Yeah, I believe they are presenting the trophy for the state soccer, girls soccer team.
Oh, that would be the reason why all the soccer coaches are here, right? Oh, good for them. Oh, Brady drives underneath. Good defense by Nekoosa. Almost forced a turnover there. Kicks out. Brady Baltus is going to drive in, runs into Lumber, and turns the ball over. Going to be a jump ball. And I'm not sure where the possession falls. It falls with the Royals. With about 12 seconds left in the half, the Royals got lucky on that one. Almost threw the ball away. Trevor Newton throwing the ball in for the Royals. Quick pass in, back to Trevor. He's going to take that open jump shot. It's a little bit too long. Nekoosa has the ball. 5 seconds as they're driving down. Somebody's going to shoot. Oh, I'm not sure what that was. He threw that up like a diaper shot from the side there. I don't know if that was an alley-oop or not, but it falls a little bit off and too late for the rebound to go in. So your halftime score is 23-17 Royals.
2014 Assumption girls soccer team. The Royals advanced.
And you're right, Brian. It is the 2014 soccer team they're going to honor here. Coach Bingham and Coach Wendels.
Versus Lake Country in a thrilling 0-0 5-4 shootout. They went on
some of the graduating seniors are back, or well, they were seniors last year, right? Sadie Zerflu.
Sadie, yep.
yeah.
Jenny Wanta.
Jenny Wanta's out there, both basketball players too as well. Sadie Zerflu made I think the game-winning shot, didn't she? And I believe so. My memory recalls. She's a freshman in college now. There we go.
Please congratulate your 2014 WIAA Division IV Girls Soccer State Champions, the Assumption Royals.
Getting a big round of applause from Royal fans.
Very
even
impressive.
the fans on this side. How about that? Good show of sportsmanship by both sides of the court.
Definitely.
The Assumption team and fans were also honored for its positive sportsmanship in girls soccer with an honorable mention WIAA Sportsmanship Award.
Holy, not only did they win, they were the best sports.
It's unbelievable.
You know, when you win, though, it's easy to be good sports. Isn't
Absolutely.
It? That's what I always figure. That's when I'm the best sport, when I win. Oh, moment of silence. Moment of silence, and now they're leaving the floor. Congratulations to them. Assumption doing really well with their sports programs lately here. They've been blessed that way. The basketball team, of course, the girls athletes have been going really strong. With the basketball team winning the state 2 years ago, of course, making it to state last year, to state finals in girls basketball. And then, of course, looking good for this year, too. They had an opening game loss, but I think they're going to shake those jitters off. They had an impressive game this afternoon with an easy win. So with some of the top girls out, Olivia Skiba, her arm's in a sling. Unfortunately, she dislocated the shoulder in that first game.
Yeah.
Mason Krings is out injured as well.
I think it's going to be very interesting to watch the Assumption girls this year and just kind of see how they progress. You talk about leadership that they lost from last season with, Mary Sigler being one example, and
Jenny Wana.
Brittany Burkhauser, just tough as nails.
Yeah, Jenny with those outside shots.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be, I think they're going to be very competitive again this year, but they certainly have some big shoes to fill.
Right, when it comes crunch time, But I think Gina Granoff has seen a lot of that crunch time, obviously winning the state championship a couple years ago with free throws. And she'll have to step up and be the leader, obviously. A team full of juniors that leads that team and sophomores. And even a few freshmen were playing earlier today, quite a bit for the Royals.
And it is amazing that they do have a lot of experience coming back, like you're saying, with Gina and Olivia played last year.
Yeah, Macy Zerflu.
Macy is a very good player, too.
So those three played a lot of minutes last year. Rose Crowns was playing a lot this afternoon. She's a junior. They have a strong junior class coming through, so they'll ride through this year and next year with a strong team. But even the freshmen and sophomore, you saw them playing. They came into the game quite a bit this afternoon. I think the Royals got a good girls foundation for years to come. And the boys will see. They're playing a good game tonight. They're going to play, obviously, a hustle game. They're going to have to because of the lack of size. But so far, they're besting a lot bigger Nekoosa team, 23-17 here at half. And that zone press that we saw a lot of starting that second quarter really changed the game around.
Yeah, and I think that it's probably fair to say that Assumption is winning those hustle plays, the 50-50 balls, things like that. And, you got to be really pleased if you're an Assumption fan that they're the ones that seem to be the aggressors. For Nekoosa, I think they just have to find a way to break the press.
Yeah,
and
I mean, they were struggling with that.
On the other hand, when they did break the press, it's not like they were really humming on their half-court sets offensively because they just can't get the ball inside, it seems like, and they are reluctant to shoot from the outside. So that's kind of puts you in a difficult position.
Yeah, they do not. I haven't seen them maybe just once step up and take a jump shot. Once, I think, and that went in anyway. All the other times they're looking to pressure it inside, and that's all they look for. And they're getting a lot of their points off of offensive rebounds and putting them back in or again, plays underneath. I would say all but 2 points probably would come from that fashion. So a lot of underneath play for Nekoosa. They probably obviously knew they had the height advantage coming into this game. And the guard play and this pressure of Assumption is the only way Assumption can battle that. So two opposing forces, two different, very big different styles of games here going on tonight. So far, Assumption's hustle is able to stay in front of Nekoosa's height.
I think the other thing, if you're an Assumption fan, that is a positive, is that Chase Lamp hasn't really gotten going.
Yeah.
He hit one outside shot. He did make some nice defensive plays, got a steal, and I think he made the layup on one end.
Yeah, pretty layup.
But, I mean, once he starts going, man, you look out because he can shoot it from just about anywhere.
Yeah, and you saw that, again, along with the girls, and Assumption, the big guy from outside, Joe Grunhofer, as he's just a freshman, and as he gets a little bit more seasoning under his belt, he can shoot from anywhere too, and you'll see that runs in the Grunhofer family, obviously. So we'll see a lot of him shooting in and out too. But Assumption's got to find those outside shots, and that's a big part of the game. Hustle and being able to hit the threes and the open jump shots. So and that's what's going to keep them in ball games all year long. They're not going to win the height battle. They got to win the hustle battle and be able to shoot from outside. So exciting basketball they play. I mean, we'll see how they progress throughout the season, but they play a high-pressure, quick game, and if you come to watch them, that's what you're going to see. So it's fun to watch, whether they win or lose.
All right, well, we'll step away here for a second. Well, we've got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of halftime here at Assumption, and the Royals are leading Nekoosa 23-17. We'll be right back. All right, we're about ready to kick off the second half here. Assumption versus Nekoosa at the Cranberry Classic, right here in Assumption High School. And the Royals are leading 23-17.
Both teams coming out with their original starting fives back on the court. So you'll see Baltus, Lamp, Newton, Haas, and Linsmeyer for Assumption. McDonald, Erickson, Tuttle, Melvin, and Stevens in the game for Nekoosa. Let's see if, again, Assumption putting a lot of pressure on the ball. Looking like
It's like a 1-3-1 almost.
It's a 1-3-1 again, yeah. That's what it looks like out there. And they're putting pressure on the ball way out front, forcing Nekoosa to have that ball, again, where they don't want it, which is way away from the basket. There's a pass, and he's driving. They're going to get a foul because he had Brady Baltus beat. That falls on Brady. They finally got it. They moved the big guy outside, and he took the ball in. And he was going to have that open layup if Brady wouldn't have fouled him there.
And that's exactly what they want to do and what they have not been able to do much so far this game.
Oh, there's an outside jump shot. It's going to rattle around. No good. Rebound down to Assumption. Brady Baltus with the ball. Chase Lamp. Brady Baltus driving in. Among the trees, lays it up, and no good. Almost got that to roll. Nekoosa gets the ball back.
Oops.
Tarek Tuttle with the ball. He's trapped outside. Gets it around. Pass over to Tuttle. That'll be thrown away. Again, that Royals hustle defense. Got a hand out there. Made him throw it wide. Again, a multitude of turnovers for Nekoosa right now. I'm guessing we're up around 15-16 for the game so far. Royals staying up by 6 points. About 1 minute into the third quarter right now. Cole Linsmeyer with the ball. All on the perimeter. Nekoosa lays back, and man-to-man. Brady Baltus waits, takes a shot, and it rolls out. So far, the rim being cold again for the Royals. McDonald brings it up in Nekoosa. Royals right in their face, looking to get it inside. Good hustle play by Jared Haas, knocks the ball out of bounds for Royals. Nekoosa retains possession. Riley Erickson taking the ball in. Good see inbound play. McDonald for the three-pointer, banks out. Rebound down to Jared Haas. They must have talked to Nekoosa at halftime about shooting outside, because that's so. Now they're taking some outside shots, no success yet, but they're taking them, which they weren't in the first half. Foul is on Matt McDonald of Nekoosa.
Yeah, I mean, the way that you can beat that trapping press zone defense is by skipping it across and shooting some of those outside shots. So
yeah,
for your Nekoosa fan, you're probably hoping that some of those are going to start to fall, and that'll soften up that defense a little bit.
Yeah, they got to be able to make that quick pass, make quick shots. Pass inside is a beautiful looking pass. Brady Baltus drives in and will get fouled. I think it's on 4-0. It is.
Baltus has been aggressive so far here.
Yeah, that was a nice looking drive. Andrew Melvin, Nekoosa's leading player so far this game, with a foul on that one. It's his second foul of the game. Brady Baltus on the line for 2. That one falls short. I think that's the first free throw they've missed all game here for the Royals. He'll get a second one. It's up, and it is good. Scores 24-17, a 7-point lead. Again, the Royals picking up the ball right as it comes out. Trapping. Almost went over and back. Erickson with the ball. He's trapped, and they got it underneath, but it's going to be thrown away. Hits off the bottom of the backboard. A trapping defense, again, causes another turnover. Good pass inside. Waits for it. Not sure what that was. They're going to call a jump ball. Good defense by Nekoosa on that one. I think it was Nate McDonald that got up and blocked that one, causing a jump ball for the Royals. They'll maintain possession. Chase Lamp throwing the ball in for the Royals. I'll pass it out. That's going to get turned over. Get an open layup. No, it's going to be a foul.
Jared Haas with the foul there.
Yeah, good foul. He had an open layup. He had nothing to do but to try to keep the ball out of there. Turnover by the Royals. They haven't turned the ball over too much, so that's Nekoosa took good advantage of it, had that open layup. And then just got fouled on the way in. Riley Erickson will have 2 shots for the Royals. I think Nekoosa's coach is asking for that to be a flagrant or foul and get another free throw out of that, but they just called him for 2. First one is up, and it is good. Riley Erickson on the free throw. He'll get one more. Second one is good. Brings it to a 5-point game. Closest Nekoosa's been in a while, really. Brady Baltus bringing the call up. Go over to Cole Linsmeyer. Brady's driving again. He's got a layup. He puts it in. Got around the corner.
I wonder if the Royals talked about getting Baltus driving to the hoop a little bit because he's been very aggressive so far early.
Oh, they call a charge. That, my friend, was a good acting job.
They do have a good drama department here at Assumption as well.
Yeah, they do. That was a, what do they call that, a lay-in or a lay-up or whatever? As in, we laid down because he didn't hit him that hard. There was air between them when he went down, but nonetheless, it's a foul. And it's a third on the chase for the drive. Assumption back up now by 9. 3 fouls on Andrew Melvin as well. Nekoosa's big inside presence, so he'll have to watch that now. Nekoosa pass around again. High pressure defense. Trapping defense of the Royals, and that'll cause a turnover. Chase Lamp with the ball. He's going to drive all the way in and put up. It's no good. Assumption had the rebound and actually fought amongst themselves and lost it there. So Nekoosa will get the ball and bring it up. Tries to go between 3. The ball will get turned over. Jump ball. I think Nekoosa will have the possession arrow, and they do. Again, not the easiest of things to do, to dribble between 2 guys like Nekoosa's been forced to do like that a few times. There's a timeout on the court. Brian, did you get your 50-50 raffle tickets? This is the last call, Mark's saying.
Yeah, I didn't. I've been occupied a little bit.
Oh, you can't win if you don't play, just saying. Can't win if you don't play. There's a timeout. There's 4:55 left in the third quarter here. At Assumption High School, Royals with a 9-point, 28-19 lead. Just when Nekoosa looked like they were making a play to get back real tight into the game. The Royals' pressure defense caused another couple turnovers and put the Royals up by 9. So again, that Royal defense is raising havoc. Nekoosa just doesn't seem to have the ball handling skills to handle that pressure defense, or the movement skills more possibly. Again, they're built for looking inside and slowing the game down, and Assumption is making them speed the game up in a big way. That's especially first game of the season. You probably not. You haven't practiced enough in your practices yet to see anything like that. And then when you first see it no doubt stuns you. And Royals really didn't put it on until the second quarter. It's from the second quarter on. So the first quarter was they laid back on defense, but then ever since it's been this pressure defense.
I'm amazed these kids can run up and down the floor after Thanksgiving. It's going to be a couple of weeks before I can recover it enough to.
I'm still sleeping. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of hustle involved. Both Royals boys and girls teams put down that pressure defense for most of the game. It's you got to be in good shape to do that. There's no doubt about it. Nekoosa with the ball. They're going to bring it in. They got it in. Look underneath. Again, Assumption pushing them outside, just physically pushing them outside. And then they trap. Looking for the open man. There is one. There he is underneath. He's got it. That's Andrew Melvin again. Their big scoring threat.
One of the few times that Nekoosa has been able to solve that pressure defense.
Right, make the right pass.
Lamp
Lamp
way outside.
There's where he's dangerous, of course. And he just showed it off there.
And the thing about Lamp is
he just traveled. Yeah.
Lamp, he makes it look so effortless. I mean, he's got such a nice shooting form.
Yeah, it's smooth and it's quick. You're right. It looks, and it goes in. It goes in smooth too.
Yeah.
Just straight through. He'll be taking the ball out here. Royals now get that lead up to 10 points, 31-21. Passes it. Oh, and he had an open shot, but it's off his fingers. Saved by Brady, but it'll be a turnover. Ooh, that's almost a travel. Cole Linsmeyer with a great hands and saves. Oh, he steps out of bounds. Excellent hustle play by Cole Linsmeyer. Almost saved that ball when the Nekoosa player had given up on it. Erickson inbounding the ball. Erickson with the ball back in his hands. Throws the ball away again. Royals, everything they can do. Oh, dribbled. Oh, it's a turnover. Colt is going to take a hard spill at the end of the court. Again, Assumption forced a turnover, but then turned the ball over themselves, trying to hustle too fast down the court. Colt will get a breather. Nathaniel Clark back in the game for the Royals. John Trickey back in the game for the Royals. Nekoosa as well with some substitutes. Number 20, Justin Mortel in the game for Nekoosa now.
Grundhofer checked in for
Oh,
Assumption
Joe
also.
Grunhofer as well. Okay, so Assumption with almost a whole 3 new players in there, 3 out of 5. Nekoosa facing that pressure defense. Beats it down court, but there's nobody open underneath, which is what they're looking for. Oh, and throws it away. Newton with the ball. He's going to drive in. Nice looking move, but misses. Unfortunately, thin the clock with the rebound. Down on the floor. Newton with the ball back. Puts it up. And it falls a little bit over. Good hustle play on all the Royals. Joe Grunhofer. No, nothing the clock a little slow getting up. Oh, he's shaking his head. Like, hopefully somebody's checking on him. Looks like he got hit in the head. He's blinking his eyes, so he's gonna get checked because something's not in focus from Nathaniel. Cole Linsmeyer back in.
31-21 now. Assumption still with the lead. 3:42 to go in the third quarter.
Trevor Newton going to have a couple shots after missing that rebound. Oh, he got the rebound. He missed the shot. He didn't miss the rebound. Puts the first one up, and it rolls in. Assumption with a 11-point lead. I think that might be the largest of the game so far. 32-21 with 3:42 left in the third quarter. Second one's up, and it is good as well. Royals up by 12, and we'll put that press back on. Close to bringing it up. They're going to get trapped. And he's looking around. And passes. So far, so good for Nekoosa beating it this time. Found a little hole. He passes. It's almost a turnover. Quick hands, but Newton forces that ball out of bounds. Nekoosa will retain possession.
Everything that Nekoosa does on offense is being contested. You
Yeah.
gotta love that as an Assumption fan.
Yeah, that's right. There's no easy way out here for Nekoosa. Passing around again, everything's contested. It is turned over once again. Quick hands. He's gonna go all the way in, misses, but the rebound is up and no good. Nice looking rebound by Trevor Newton, but passes it into Grunhofer. That's gonna be a charge. That's gonna be a charge on Joe Grunhofer. Aggressive move by Joe. Good rebound, good move, but he leaned into that one, and that'll be a turnover on the Royals there. Offensive foul on Joe Grunhofer. Third for the Royals this quarter. There's 4 fouls on Nekoosa this quarter so far. 12-point lead. Pressure defense is on. Usually let them get it in, and then the pressure comes. Pick them up at half court. There it is. And almost turned over. Royals contest it. And it's saved. And there's an open layup. And that is, he missed the open layup. Rebound by Newton. He'll get fouled.
That was quite a play by Lamp on the side there.
Oh, it sure was. It was a beautiful looking pass. We would have given him a couple assists for that one if Colt would have just finished that wide open layup. Unfortunately, he laid it just a little bit short. Trevor Newton's going to get 2 free throws for getting that rebound. It was a beautiful looking play. That would have made the highlight reels. That layup
absolutely.
would have went in. He needed to finish that one. Puts the first free throw in, brings that up to now a 13-point lead with 2:52 left in the third quarter.
That's quick math on your part there. You've been
Thanks.
practicing over the.
It's the only thing I do well. Quick math. That's it. My one gift in life. Second one is up and short. Rebound fought over, but Nekoosa has it.
One of the few misses by Assumption at the free throw line today.
I know, they've looked good today. Again, that pressure defense causing trouble. He traveled. There's another turnover. I have to ask Dave over here if he's keeping track of turnovers, because it's got to be up near 20 now at least. Royals, just that quick defense is just frustrating the snot out of the papermakers here tonight. Bringing it up. Cole Linsmeyer with the ball to chase. He's going to take that long 3. Oh, he's short on that one. He didn't get set good enough. Pressure defense is going to be trouble, and it is. Oh, saved, but right back into Nekoosa. 14, and that's a nice looking play there. They finally beat it again. Very rarely, but that's Jared Olson, who's looked good this game, number 14. He causes that turnover right there, too. That's Nekoosa ball, and Jared Olson was the one got a hand in there and forced that turnover. Good hustle player, as you noticed earlier, Ryan. He really plays a good game.
34-23 Assumption leading. 2:13 to go here in the third quarter. We're at the Cranberry Classic here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Yeah, happy that you're watching along with us here. via the internet, live streaming over CentralWisconsinSports.net.
Worldwide. Really.
Worldwide.
I mean,
Worldwide, that's right.
access it from.
And another turnover from Nekoosa. And Brady's got the ball, tries to pass it in, but there's some Nekoosa people in the way. That was a little bit of an errant pass there. And they're going to get a double dribble. Andrew Melvin on that one. He's not happy about that call. Again, this looked like was going to be a really hard-fought game right in the first quarter, because Nekoosa was winning the underneath battle, and Assumption was, doing some hustling. But then Nekoosa just broke down. That is a foul on number 50. He jumped in the way.
The quality of play has sort of degraded
Yeah.
a little bit in the last minute or so.
It's gotten both teams a little worn out a little bit. Assumption's pace, which you can't keep up forever. Maybe you can, but I know I couldn't. That was Marshall Gessoff throwing that big body around again. 6 foul on Nekoosa. Next one, they'll be in a bonus. You run into him, you know you run into somebody, I'll tell you that. That's happened a couple times this game. Chase Lamb for the throw in, back out to Brady Baltus. Oh, almost turned the ball over. Good hands by Chase. He's got a pick set. He's got a lane. Too many Nekoosa people there, though.
Good defense by Nekoosa collapsing there.
Yeah, they collapsed on him. They did. He had open people all around, but he couldn't get the ball out. Oh, nice pass out. He's wide open on the side. Oh, banks it off and misses, but the rebound's hard fought for. Good job. He's going to take it again. No, he's going to try to go inside. Good hustle by Nekoosa. That is tipped off of Assumption, I believe. It is. It'll be paper-maker ball. Subs coming back in for Assumption.
Last time Melvin had the ball there, he had 3 guys on him. So,
yeah.
Again, that pressure defense.
Yeah, they're not letting him have an easy open shot like they did that first quarter, where he had a few that he was underneath and could just turn and make it. That's not happening. That hasn't happened since the first quarter. A big, long time. Nekoosa struggled because of that. Oh, that was a no-look catch. Look at the hands. The Royals, he's traveling, but they're not calling it. That's all right. Royals, hustle defense. And you're so right, Brian. They contest everything. It makes it hard to play. You know that somebody's right behind you all the time. There's that height, but Joe Grunhofer comes away with it. Brady Baltus bringing the ball up.
That's another one of those 50-50 ball kind of situations that Assumption has won their share of tonight. So, encouraging sign for the youngsters.
Yeah, when the ball's loose, they come up with it. If you watch Assumption's girls team, it's the same way. There's people on the floor everywhere. Brady Baltus with the open jump, but
nice
it doesn't roll.
Shot.
Yeah, it looked like it was in and came back out. Assumption doesn't lose too many loose balls. Both teams. Both teams just hustle. You don't see too many teams that'll hustle them. Block. Move the ball around, but Jared Haas got a block in on that one. Got in the right place, right time. Kusa with a wholesale change. 4 players coming in, 4 players coming out, 1 left behind.
21.2 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Riley Erickson's the only starter. Well, the only one left that was just in there. He's taking the ball in. Passes out to McDonald. He's getting the J. He was open, but no good. Good rebound in there. And it's either going to be a foul or a jump. I don't know which.
That didn't really look like much of a foul. I thought he had ball there, but
yeah, I agree. I'm saying the clock will get called on that one. He had his hands in there, but the referee's going to catch in Assumption's 4th foul this quarter. 11-point lead, 15 seconds left. Nekoosa looking to, put something on the end of this quarter so we can get a little momentum going for that 4th quarter surge.
I think if you can get it under double digits here, you're feeling pretty good as a Nekoosa fan.
I think you're right. They're looking again to get the ball, and the big fellas aren't in there, so they're going to have to shoot from outside, and they're going to have to do it quick. And they're not going to get one off. Oh, Joe Grunhofer got one in the mouth, I think. I don't know if that shot would have countered or not, but it was right at the buzzer, and it come up short. So that'll be the end. $184 we could have won, Brian. We should have got a ticket. But your score at the end of the third quarter, 34-23, Royals with the lead. I'm watching my family across the stands to see if we won money or not, but
nobody's cheering. Everybody looks sad.
Yeah, it don't look good for me. I can't tell though. My wife's looking at her tickets, but it doesn't look good. Again, congratulations to the Central Royals soccer team, which we saw at halftime. Girls soccer team won state last year. The first time they had a Division 7 state soccer final, and Assumption took it out. So congratulations to them, Coach Windows and Coach Bingham and the whole Royals team.
And, of course, we want to let everybody know about the broadcast that we'll have here tomorrow night.
Yeah, same bat time, same bat channel, right?
That's correct. So we'll see the Royals in action against not Nekoosa, against Columbus.
Against Columbus tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll play a different team tomorrow. What the heck?
And that Columbus team was sure fought hard back against Pittsville.
Yeah, they almost had it. They were way far behind and caught at the end, and then had a good-looking shot at the end to win, and it didn't go in.
Just didn't go in, yeah. So
Hey, my wife's over there redeeming a ticket. I hope it's the money one. If it is, I'll be a happy guy. That'll be my payment for tonight right here.
Absolutely.
Oh, she won a basket of some sort. I would have rather had the money.
second best, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Got something out of it, huh? I would have took the money, but no. More stuff. That's what we need at our house. More stuff. Hey, beginning of the fourth quarter, 34-23. The Royals with an 11-point lead and the ball to begin the fourth quarter. They're going to call a foul on the Royals, I think. I think there was a moving screen there that was going on. Not sure if that was on Brady. I saw 2 involved. 1, 2. Yes, Brady's third foul. So there must have been, I think, a little bit of a moving pick on the outside, and they called it on Brady to begin the fourth quarter. So Nekoosa gets a turnover to begin the fourth quarter. They'll take the ball up, and boy, they thread the needle with that pass. And he takes another good hustle, but Royals will get the ball. Good rebound underneath by Brandon Burkhauser. Doing that box out. Assumption with some backups in right now. Burkhauser, they got a little bit more size in. As well as Joe Grunhofer, of course. Look to get it to Burke. Oh, there's going to be a foul underneath on there somewhere. Somebody must have got a hold of Joe as he went underneath. Foul's on 42 for Nekoosa. That's Tanner Stevens. Tanner Stevens with a foul on that one.
Grunhofer just a freshman.
Yeah, he's I don't know his official height, but I'm guessing around 6'5".
And he moves well, too. I mean, that last possession there, he was headed towards the basket before he got knocked around a little bit.
Yeah, he's only going to get better and better and better, and he rolls that first one in. Brings Royals up to a 12-point lead. They have a younger sister, too, that's in 6th grade that plays basketball with my young daughter, and she's got the height gene as well and is already a good player. So Grunhofer's going to be dominating Royals basketball for years to come. Puts the second one in. Lead up to 13, which I think is the highest lead of the game. I was going to be a foul now, and again, good hustle defense, but tried to cut it off and reached in and gave him a little body shot. Trevor Newton with a foul on that one. His first of the game brings Nekoosa up to 6 fouls for the game. One more, they'll be in the bonus. Taking the ball, and Royals are contesting it. Still playing that press defense, making Nekoosa lob the ball around, which causes a lot of turnovers. Little touch shot, but it's short. Brady Baltus with the rebound, forces it up. Nathaniel Clark is driving underneath, throws the ball up out of anywhere. I don't know where it came from, but it came from him, and it goes in. Nice looking shot. Nathaniel Clark heating up, obviously, in this game. Nekoosa again trying to fight that defense, throws it underneath, and throws it away. Brady Baltus forces the ball up, but will slow it down. Grunhofer out to Nathaniel Clark, who is open, and that had a good look to it, but it rolls out. Good rebound underneath, number 40, Andrew Melvin. Strong rebound for Nekoosa. Trying to get the ball inside. They do. Stevens misses that shot.
That's the best look that Nekoosa's had in a while.
They had a good look there. You're right, Brian. I mean, he was right underneath. He should have had that one. Just a little bit too strong. And that's what you do when you're in a you're right? I mean, the ball's you're gonna try to fire it up quickly and too hard. It's gonna roll off.
And they just haven't been in that rhythm, to kind of get some
right at the first quarter. They had a few that went, and they look smooth, but nowhere has it. Oh, that might be a charge. Oh, that is a continuation NBA.
Yes.
Mr. Grunhofer, which could have been a charge almost. It was close to being a charge.
Getting a little bit Thanksgiving love from the refs.
Yeah, I know. They gave him the charge before. That time they're going to give Joe that one. So he gets a free throw and to add on to it, and he bonks that one out just a little short. And there's going to be a foul underneath on that one. That's going to get it because that's Brandon Burkhauser. And that'll go right down to being the other way because they're in the bonus. Brandon's third or fourth? I think it's third, possibly. He's Yeah, he started. So down the other end, Nekoosa's no doubt leading scorer for the game, Andrew Melvin.
40-23 now. Assumption leading. There's 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go.
Puts it up and it bounces out, falls in Assumption hands, and Brady Baltus will bring the ball up. Pass over to Joe Grunhofer. Back to Baltus. Nathaniel Clark, who's open from there. Brady's going to take the three-pointer from the side, and it falls a little bit short, and scrambling on the floor, and people flying all over, and good-looking play by Nekoosa, a lot of hustle there. Dribbles, and there we go, back out. Erickson behind the back over to McDonald, and makes an aggressive move. He's going to get the foul now. Kind of a late call, but he probably deserves it. Good-looking move. Again, that'll be the fourth on Brandon Burkhauser. That was a very aggressive move. Looks like a little bit of a frustration move. Like, I'm going to get there this time.
Right.
And you're not getting in the way. It was a good-looking move, but he'll be too strong in that free throw. It bounces off the back of the rim. He'll get one more. And the Royals have opened up a 17-point lead. There's going to be a timeout on the floor from Nekoosa.
A reminder to our Assumption parents, sophomores. Sophomore parents and sophomores, you are in charge of cleanup tonight. So please.
Sophomore parents. I'm glad I'm not a sophomore parent. A year ago, I would have had to stay. Now we're doing, as long as they don't do junior parents, I'm all set. 40-23, the Royals have opened up a 17-point lead with about 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter here. And at home, you can all do the chicken dance while we're waiting. Some of the Royal students are giving instructions on the chicken dance over there. There we go. The traditional Wisconsin favorite. I grew up in Maine, never hearing this song.
Really?
Yeah. Now I just can't hear it enough.
Right.
I have to be honest.
Never get enough of it.
Never. I play it every night before I go to bed. Just remind myself I'm in Wisconsin. Chicken hand. Again, the Royals will shove that. That pressure defense has been the story of the game, really. It's not like Assumption has shot the lights out of the ball. It's just that they've had so many turnovers and have capitalized on some of them.
Yeah,
and that's just a big difference.
They've created a ton of turnovers and just have not allowed Nekoosa to get into any kind of offensive rhythm. So I think it's a really positive start to the season so far for Assumption.
Andrew Melvin with that free throw, but he's not going to get that one because Matt McDonald jumped in the lane too early. That'll nullify that free throw. So it remains a 17-point lead. Nekoosa looked like, no, they started to look like they're going to play pressure defense, but they dropped back. Nekoosa guard tandem of McDonald and Erickson had a hard night. They played hard, but the Royals choppy defense is giving them a lot to think about tonight.
Nekoosa pulls out a little bit of a trap of their own there.
Yeah, they pulled up. They looked like they were going to play full court, but then they backed off. But they're playing a lot more pressure, and they get the turnover on a forced pass into Chase Lamb. Didn't quite get there.
Still a lot of time to go, actually, with 5 minutes in the fourth quarter here. So,
good play by Grunhofer, but he loses the ball, unfortunately, on the hustle play. McDonald has it come off his foot. Passes out, looking underneath again, but it's not there. It's there this time. Good looking pass. Grunhofer. Sounded like he got a lot of hand, but didn't get a call on that. So that's a block by Joe. Get a lot of ball, too, obviously, as it went flying off the backboard. Pass back out to Brady Baltus, setting up the offense. Nathaniel Clark.
Grunhofer's played really well in his first varsity game here for the Royals.
Yeah, played more in the second half here. In the first, he looks to drive underneath again.
Good strong move.
Shot. Yeah, he had it. He's going to have to, he's going to keep it. Oh. Royals had a lot of chances there. Nekoosa, again, good hustle defense. Stayed very aggressive on that. Royals had it, but couldn't put it in. Nekoosa looking for the shot, setting up their offense. Looking underneath, he is open, and he's going to have, you're going to say the foul was before he had a chance to shoot, so he'll get some free throws out of this as both teams are in the bonus. Back on the line, Andrew Melvin, Nekoosa's big man leading scorer. Brady Baltus with the foul. I believe that's his second one of the game. Royals making some changes. John Trickey back in, Cole Linsmeyer back in, Jared Haas back in.
Crowd gives a nice round of applause.
Two big men that have been in helping, Grunhofer and Brandon Birkenhauser. Assumption's two big guys that come off the bench. Take a free throw. That one he puts nice and clean, and that's in. I think he gets the second one. Everybody was ready to leave, but that was his first. We get a second free throw for Andrew Melvin, who my guess is Nekoosa has 24 points. He's probably got about 18 of them.
A little bit of confusion here on the court.
Yeah. Some discussion going on with the referees and Assumption. Yeah, everybody got confused and they regrouped, and here we go. The second shot of the 1-and-1. Made the first one, and here comes the second. And he puts that one and brings it down to a 15-point game with 3:55 left. 40-25 Royals. John Trickey bringing up the ball over to Cole Linsmeyer. Nekoosa playing pressure defense, and that's a. And he's got an open layup. Oh, and that's a technical, I would believe. Yeah. He had a dunk, and he's Andrew Melvin's getting a little fired up and pretty aggressive the last few times on the court, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That time he really tried to be aggressive. Dunked the ball. He went up without the ball, unfortunately, and tried to bring down the backboard. Didn't quite do it. And for that, he'll get a T. I mean, it was the effort. It would have been something if he would have had the ball with him, but he didn't. And he went up aggressive and held on to that rim aggressively, and no luck. I mean, he's got to be frustrated. He's played a hard game. Free throw is up and good. Chase Lamp, he'll get another one. Brings me back to the day when Ryan Klein, who's the Assumption girls coach, used to dunk with passion. Oh, Chase will miss that second one. He used to dunk the ball with passion here for Assumption a few years ago. I
thought you were going to say you would.
No, I didn't do it.
With much.
I can touch the net with passion. With a lot of gusto, I hit the bottom of that net. When I was younger, I think I might have been able to touch the bottom of the rim, but to get up over it by a foot or two, that would have been something. Turn Trickey. Chase Lamp of the ball. Assumption running through their offense. Trevor Newton sees an opening but backs out. John Trickey. Gonna have to move the ball. There it is. Jared Haas throws the ball away. That'll be Nekoosa ball. 3:15 left in the game. Assumption with a 16-point lead. And the speed that Assumption plays at versus the speed Nekoosa plays at, this is going to be a hard lead to catch up for Nekoosa. We haven't seen any outside shooting for them. And they need it now. Good lead-in pass. He is open underneath, and he miss it. He'll follow it, and good. That's Tanner Stevens, another part of two tall and big guys for Nekoosa that have kept him somewhat in the game, especially early, but Assumption's pressure defense is just taking Nekoosa off their game. Royals taking their time, setting up the offense. John Trickey, Cole Linsmeyer turns the corner. We'll bring it back out again. Royals not looking to force anything. He's going to take something if it's open.
This is valuable experience, especially early in the season, to have a lead like this, but you have to learn how to put opponents away, obviously, and run some clock and do some of the things that Assumption's doing right now. So,
yeah, Nekoosa's got to come out and play a pressure defense, and I think that's what the coach is yelling now. Come get him. We got to get after the ball. And they're laying back, and Assumption's just going to stay out there if Nekoosa doesn't come challenge it, and that's what they're doing. They get it down to about 2 minutes, 10 seconds now. They've wasted about a minute of clock just keeping the ball outside. Good hustle. They're going to call a holding foul, though. Riley Erickson with a foul. Assumption's in the bonus, so they'll get the free throws. Jared Haas at the line for the Royals. Kim will be here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, a little bit before 8 o'clock maybe. And watching Royals play against Columbus, who won earlier this evening.
Lost by 1.
Oh, I said one. Yeah. Lost by 1. earlier this evening to Pittsville. Again, a really thrilling game. So Royals will have the work cut out for them tomorrow night. It should be a good game. Marshfield Columbus, again, right here at Assumption High School. Second one's up and good. 43-27, it's a 16-point lead for the Royals with 2 minutes roughly left in the game. Royals keeping up that pressure defense. Nice looking pass, he gets underneath, but that's blocked. And return goes back to the Royals.
Crowd loves it.
Yeah, and a
There's
great
Lamb.
hustle steal. Oh, amazing pass. Oh, slow it down, there we go. Good hustle by the Royals. They take it back out. Smart move at this point of the game. Just take it out, slow it down, look for the wide open shot. No hurries here. Very impressed by Jared Olson in Nekoosa. He's been a fun kid to watch. He is a hustler. Timeout on the court. Just a minute 31 left to go. Royals again slowing down the game in this last few minutes, just trying to get the clock to come down to get that 16-point lead. And again, Nekoosa's not going to come roaring back. They're a steady, slow-paced team, which is going to win some games for them this year. But when you get behind, it's hard to make that up when you're that kind of a team. Royals just put too much pressure and force you to go slow, and makes it so you can't come back easily. But a great tournament again. If you're sitting around Wisconsin Rapids area tomorrow, nothing to do. This game's starting all the way starting at 9 in the morning. The JV teams start playing. So I know the Assumption Girls JV plays 2 games tomorrow morning at 9 and 10:30, and then the varsity girls play in the afternoon. Royals girls, if you haven't seen them play, they are missing a couple of their best girls at the beginning of the year here. They'll be back soon, but they play an electrifying, fast-paced game, fun to watch. So if you can get out and see them, I think they play at 1:30 in the afternoon tomorrow again. So it'll be a good game for them. They play Columbus as well in the afternoon. And Columbus girls were a winner pretty easily earlier in the day. So 2 teams that won games. Be a good game tomorrow afternoon. Brady Baltus dribbling the ball up. Joe's going to look for the layup. He goes underneath. Turns it tricky, gets blocked. Back out to Baltus. Got no hurry for Assumption. Good pressure defense. Again, that kid's a hustler from Nekoosa. Oh, number 2. I thought it was number. Never mind. They're trying to take that ball away now. Nekoosa's got a different lineup in right now. It's a smaller lineup. Their starters are out. So they got pretty much all backups in right now for the most part. Yes, all backups in. Brady Baltus dribbling around. Again, they're just looking to wind the clock down to 50 seconds here in the game. Brady Baltus out. John Trickey. Nathaniel Clark. Joe Grunhofer. He's been really aggressive looking for layups. Oh, he's going to travel here.
There.
Yeah, he was going around looking for the basket, but the Nekoosa player popped out right in his way, and he had nowhere to go. Good hustle by the Nekoosa defense. Nekoosa brings the ball up. There is about 30 seconds left to play. Looking around. Passing around again, trying to look for that open shot to end the game with here, and on a little bit of a bang. Oh, he was blocked, but retained it, and got a shot underneath as a foul on Assumption. See who it's on here. John Trickey with a foul.
Doberreiner goes to the line.
There's a name we haven't said yet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the 5 that have come in late in the game for Nekoosa. See if we can catch them all here. Let's see. Brett Sutherland's in. Dylan Royce. Dobermeyer makes the free throw. Tyler Linsmeyer is in. Oh, another Linsmeyer. How about that? A Tyler Linsmeyer for Nekoosa, number 22. And, of course, my favorite player of the game, Jared Olson, number 14 over there for Nekoosa as well. What grade is Jared in? Yeah, let's see. Jared's a junior, so we'll see him another year after this one. But he's made a lot of good hustle plays. That one goes in for Nekoosa. Get the lead down to 14. 10 seconds. Down to 5. Brady passes over to John. He's going to hold on to the ball. He dribbles a few times, and that'll be the game. Pass over to Joe Grunhofer, and that's it. Well, again, the first quarter was tight and looked like it was going to be a hard-fought game, but then the Royals put that full-court pressure defense, 1-3-1 zone, in-your-face style of basketball, and they just took it away after that. Nekoosa had a bunch of turnovers in the game, but the Royals took advantage of. Final score 43-29 here at Assumption High School. And again, we'll be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We might even try to show a little bit of the Assumption girls tomorrow, but we'll test pattern it. But again, a good hard-fought game. A lot of hustle out there, and both teams fought hard. But the Royals with that pressure defense, that speed, forced Nekoosa into way too many turnovers and made it so they couldn't keep pace with the Royals.
Yeah, so a good win for the Assumption Royals. And again, we will be here tomorrow at 8 o'clock for their next game, right here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. We probably should mention Nekoosa Port Edward State Bank, who is a big sponsor of Assumption Sports, right here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. They've been supporting us for the last season, and then also this season too of our live streaming. So we're happy
glad
to
hear
them on
that.
board.
Yeah, they're a great bank. Always hear good words about them wherever you go, especially if you're trying to start a business or need that loan. They're a great place to go, and they really try to help things here locally, including, of course, Assumption Sports and, of course, our streams here. So thanks to them.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching tonight, and we'll be back here again tomorrow night.
All right.
Sounds good with Van Patrick Goats tomorrow.
The professionals.
Professionals, they're bringing on the A-team.
Yeah.
Not just Brian and I anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you don't
All
have
right.
to just listen to us.
So Assumption takes it 43-29. Thanks for joining us here, and we will catch you tomorrow.